my heart is literally pounding right now.
Oh, I know. I am fully sweating.
Because what if the women on Atlanta aren't actually jealous of each other at all?
Right, right.
What if we are just watching this highly evolved zero-sum sport where, a designer handbag isn't even a fashion choice anymore. It's like a weapon.
It's an absolute weapon, yeah.
Like, what if all these accusations of jealousy that we see just thrown around like confetti on that reunion couch are actually just smoke screens?
Oh, completely. For deep-seated insecurity.
What exactly? And just this terrifying level of hyper-competition. Because honestly, after watching part 1 of this reunion, my mind is racing and I am fundamentally questioning human nature at this point.
I mean, same.
But babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And honestly, watching Atlanta makes us wonder whether we're jealous people ourselves or just extremely observant with excellent taste.
Well, I have to push back on the sport thing immediately, though.
Wait, why?
Because I think it's even darker than a sport. Like, a sport implies there are rules, right?
Yeah.
And an eventual whistle.
Yeah, okay.
What we are watching is basically a psychological terrarium.
Oh my God, a terrarium.
Yes. But you are absolutely right to question our own motives here. Because when we sit on our couches and judge these women for, tearing each other down over houses and bodies and men, are we haters?
Are we?
Or are we just burdened with the gift of being right all the time?
Burdened.
It is a heavy cross to bear, bestie. It really is.
It is a massive burden. But luckily, I have my coping mechanism right here. Snark Squad. I have got an ice-cold Pepsi poured aggressively over perfectly crushed ice on deck.
The only way to drink it.
Right. Because tonight's absolute spiral of a recap is unsponsored by something brown and bubbly. Cheers to you, babe.
Cheers.
A toast to surviving another week in this wild world. And most importantly, a toast to surviving the sheer, unadulterated chaos that just assaulted our television screens.
Cheers, honey. And honestly, we are going to need every single milligram of caffeine and sugar to get through this analysis.
Oh, absolutely.
Because the delusion was at an all-time high tonight. But seriously, I want to pull the thread on that question you just opened with. Let's unpack the actual mechanics of jealousy for a second.
Let's do it. I'm ready for the spiral.
Think about your own life, right? Like, you listening to this right now, you are scrolling through Instagram.
They're the worst place to be.
And you see a friend from college, someone who you know for an absolute documented fact is not as smart as you.
Oh, we all have that friend.
On some ultra-luxury vacation in the Maldives, they are drinking champagne out of a freshly cracked coconut. And immediately, you question every single life choice that led you to sitting on your couch eating lukewarm delivery food.
Oh, the resentment bubbles up faster than the carbonation in this glass. It really does.
It's toxic.
It's this terrifying internal struggle, right? Because you are typing out like, I'm so happy for you with the heart eyes emoji.
The fake support.
Exactly. But your inner monologue is screaming, okay, but when is it my turn? What cosmic lottery did she win that I was excluded from?
Yep. The when is it my turn syndrome?
Yes. But here is my theory on this. It's not that I want to take her coconut away.
Right.
Because jealousy, like true jealousy, is wanting the other person to fail. And I don't want them to fail. I just want to succeed at the exact same level of obnoxious luxury.
You just want the coconut too.
I just want the universe to look at me and say, you know what, babe? She deserves a private chef today.
See, you are describing envy, which is human nature. But what these housewives have, it is not standard envy.
No, it's something else entirely.
They operate on a completely different psychological plane. Like if one gets a Birkin, the other doesn't just want a Birkin.
Oh, they need a better one.
Exactly. You need a Birkin made of a rarer reptile flown in by a private courier. It's about ensuring the other person knows their luxury is slightly inferior. It is pure dominance.
It really is. It's about winning the lifestyle war.
But speaking of wanting things we don't have, let's talk about the absolute failure of the universe to provide us with wealthy benefactors.
Oh my gosh, yes. It is a shocking, frankly, offensive absence in our lives right now.
Offensive is the word.
Like we are sitting here utilizing our top-tier analytical skills to break down reality TV politics, and I am still, logging into a portal to pay my own rent on the first of the month.
Ugh. The portal.
It feels incorrect. It feels so wrong.
It is a systemic failure of manifestation, honestly. Because I have been attempting to manifest a mysterious wealthy benefactor for years.
We both have.
Someone to just swoop in, look at my credit card statement, and say, don't worry about that, babe, let's go to Paris.
That is the dream. That is the literal dream.
And let me tell you, the universe's customer service is terrible right now. I lit the sage, I made the vision board, I aligned my chakras, and I am actively being left on red by the cosmos.
The cosmos is ghosting us.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, if we were to draft our completely unrealistic, ironclad sugar daddy requirements, what are we actually talking about here?
Oh, I have a list.
Because for me, the threshold is very specific. Like, he must fund the Pepsi habit, obviously. That is a non-negotiable line item in the budget.
Naturally. That's baseline.
And he must buy houses, plural. I want a house for me, a house for my seasonal wardrobe, and maybe a small, soundproofed cottage exclusively for when I need to loudly react to Bravo shows without my neighbors calling the HOA.
See, your requirements are entirely too material.
No, they aren't.
They are. I'm looking at this analytically. I just need a man who will occasionally nod, look deeply into my eyes, and silently hand me a black Amex when I start a 45-minute rant about how someone's reunion blush is fundamentally unblended.
Oh, wait, that does sound amazing.
Right, but let's be real for a second. The billionaire lifestyle actually looks exhausting. Think about the logistics of it.
And then I guess.
The prenups, the offshore accounts, the legal drama, the sheer amount of time you have to spend pretending to care about equestrian sports or golf. It's a lot of work.
Okay, I hear you. And it physically hurts my heart to admit this out loud. But maybe, just maybe, emotional stability and a really solid brunch with your best friends is actually more valuable than a designer handbag.
Wow.
Like, maybe knowing who you are and having peace of mind is the ultimate luxury, and the money just complicates the spirit.
I have to stop you right there. Are you seriously defending the idea that brunch is better than a Birkin?
I mean...
Have the fumes from your candles finally compromised your prefrontal cortex? Because that is crazy talk.
I said maybe. I am trying to evolve, okay? I am trying to show the Snark Squad that I am capable of emotional growth. But you're right. The second a minor inconvenience happens, I am right back to my original stance. Babes, the universe keeps giving us bills instead of billionaires, and we are forced to cope.
Exactly. The bills arrive with military precision every single month.
They never miss a beat.
The billionaires are lost in transit, which is exactly why we self-medicate with micro-luxuries. Hence the beverage situation we discussed at the top of the show.
Oh, let's talk about it unapologetically, because I need to make a full soda addiction confession right now.
Do it. Speak your truth.
Pepsi poured over crushed ice is not just a drink. It is a full sensory experience. Like, it hits on a spiritual level.
It really does.
And the ice has to be crushed, not cubed. Cubed ice is for amateurs who don't understand surface area.
Preach. Cubed ice is insulting.
Right. Crushed ice achieves that perfect dilution ratio where the soda becomes freezing cold, slightly slushy, and just aggressive on the throat.
The throat hit is the entire point of the beverage.
Yes.
It's the closest thing to a hard reset for your nervous system. And the auditory component.
Oh my God, the sound.
The ASMR therapy of a cold can cracking open, that little clicking fizz.
It's pure therapy.
That sound is a psychological trigger that signals, my workday is officially over, and I'm about to judge women wearing evening gowns at 2 in the afternoon.
It is pure therapeutic release, and this brings me to a deeply held grievance that I just have to get off my chest.
Here we go.
I am so tired of the sparkling water propaganda that has taken over society.
Oh, it's an epidemic.
Think about your coworkers who just sit there and sip on their static electricity-flavored sparkling water, trying to gaslight you into believing it's a suitable replacement for soda.
Oh, it gives you the fizz without the sugar.
Stop lying to me! Stop it! Sparkling water tastes like someone thought about a strawberry in a different zip code. It is a false virtue.
It really is.
People only pretend to enjoy it so they can seem sophisticated and health conscious.
It is literally the emperor's new clothes of the beverage industry. We all collectively know it tastes like television static and mild disappointment.
Television static, yes.
Yet, society pretends it's a luxury item. If you want a soda, just own the psychological need for sugar and caffeine. Drink the soda.
Yeah.
At this point, is soda even a beverage for us, or is it just a structural, load-bearing pillar of our personalities?
Oh, it is a core value. I will declare it loudly. What's better than something brown and bubbly? Hello, Pepsi?
Amen to that. We know exactly who we are. And since we are on the topic of our very specific, unyielding lifestyle choices, we need to address the home fragrance war that nearly ended our friendship before we even hit record today.
Oh my gosh, Snark Squad. You need to understand the passion I have for this. I will fiercely, unconditionally defend my obsession with Bath and Body Works strawberry shortcake candles until my dying day.
It's a sickness.
It is not a sickness. There is a specific, undeniable emotional joy that comes from a completely synthetic, fake strawberry dessert scent filling an apartment.
It's cloying. It's so sweet it gives me a migraine.
It smells like a cartoon bakery from a childhood I never actually had. It is synthetic nostalgia, okay? Bath and Body Works strawberry shortcake is my favorite, period.
And I am here to bring us back to the reality of adult economics. Let's look at the practical genius of the Glade plug-in refill.
Oh, spare me.
Oh, listen. It is set it and forget it technology. It is consistent. But most importantly, it does not lead to financial ruin.
It's a betrayal of candle culture.
You are burning a $25 bakery candle every 3 days. Do the math, bestie. You are literally setting your money on fire so your living room can smell like a fictional muffin. It is madness.
It is an investment in my mental health. When I light those 3 wicks, I am instantly transported to a world where I don't have to answer emails. Frankly, if our top comfort scents were Housewives taglines, mine would be iconic. Picture me spinning in a sequin gown.
Oh, I'm picturing it.
I may be sweet, but my 3-wick burns for 50 hours.
Okay, wait. The delivery on that was actually brilliant.
So thank you. What would yours be?
Mine would be highly practical, obviously. I don't need a sugar daddy because I've got a continuous release of clean linen.
That is so you, so practical, analytical, and completely devoid of whimsy. I love it.
Thank you. I pride myself on it.
But babes, enough about our jealousy investigations, missing sugar daddies, Pepsi addiction, and candle wars.
We have business to attend to. We do. Let's head to Atlanta, where the peaches are polished, the shade is flowing, and somebody is absolutely about to accuse someone else of being jealous before the first commercial break.
Let's do it. Because I will say this. The first 10 minutes of this reunion alone were better than entire seasons of other Bravo franchises.
Oh, easily. No contest.
The energy on those couches wasn't just dramatic, it was lethal. You could feel the pent-up aggression just radiating through the screen.
Lethal is the exact word. We have to set the scene for the listener. The couch vibes were immaculate, the lighting was perfect, but we have to start with the fashion reads.
Because clothing on a reunion couch is never just clothing.
Never. It is armor. And Kelly, honey, what was happening with her armor?
It was a tragic breach of the Geneva Conventions is what it was.
Andy literally asked her who she was wearing, and she straight up claimed it was Lena Berisha.
Which is an insult to Lena Berisha.
It looked like a plain black t-shirt, just a long, uninspired, matte black piece of fabric draped over her body.
It lacked structure, it lacked vision, it lacked everything. The fans on Reddit were tearing her apart, saying it gave alien villainous or under the sea oyster monster.
Under the Sea Oyster Monster is the most devastatingly accurate sartorial critique I have ever heard in my entire life.
It's so accurate.
When she tried to claim that was high fashion, it was an insult to our collective intelligence. We have eyes. It honestly looked like she forgot the reunion was today and grabbed the nearest piece of blackout curtain.
I know, but wait, we cannot just talk about the dress. We have to talk about the makeup application.
Oh, the blush.
The blush, the chunky, insane, hyper-pigmented glitter blush. It looked like she applied it in the dark during an active earthquake.
It was so heavy it created a shadow on her own face.
Yes.
It was as if she fell face first into a vat of craft store glitter. But, you know, the psychology of reunion makeup is fascinating.
Unpack that for me because I was just blinded by the chunkiness.
Well, when housewives feel defensive, they often overapply their makeup. It's a literal mask.
Oh, that makes so much sense.
Killian knew she was going to be in the hot seat regarding her finances, right?
Yeah.
So she painted on a distraction. She wanted us looking at her cheeks, not her bank account.
Wow. Okay, that is a read, but she wasn't the only one making choices.
I know.
Phaedra showed up looking exactly like Baby Bop from Barney, that intense neon monochromatic vibe.
It was very, I am a wealthy dinosaur.
A wealthy dinosaur. But honestly, despite the oyster monsters and the Baby Bops, they all came ready to clock in and work.
They really did.
And we have to talk about Pinky Cole, because her arc this season is a literal masterclass in reality TV survival.
It really is.
First of all, she confirmed she is pregnant. Baby is due in December.
Which, congratulations to her.
Yes. And the joke about wanting to name the baby Bravisha.
Listen, if she actually names that child Brazisha, she immediately bypasses housewife status and becomes a mythological figure in the Bravo universe.
I would bow down. But what really fascinated me about Pinky this reunion is that it seems she finally figured out the algorithm of this show.
Oh, completely. Halfway through this season, she realized that being overly self-serious and constantly promoting her business just doesn't work on Atlanta.
No, the audience turns on you so fast if you do that.
Exactly. You have to be lighthearted. You have to laugh at the absurdity of your coworkers.
Yes. She softened her edges, which is incredible, especially considering the financial bombshell she casually dropped on that couch.
Which is staggering.
She admitted, with a smile on her face, that she has a cool $1 million in debt for each of her 4 children.
$4 million in debt.
And she is sitting there on the reunion couch, completely unbothered, glowing, making jokes about baby names. How does someone function with that level of liability hanging over them? I would be in a fetal position.
See, that is the difference between wealthy debt and working class debt.
Wait, explain that.
When you or I owe $1,000 on a credit card, it keeps us awake at night. We panic.
Oh, I sweat.
Right. But when you owe $4 million in leveraged business debt, it's just a line item in a corporate portfolio. It's a completely different psychological reality.
That is wild to me.
And you have to respect the hustle, because she wasn't backing down from anyone, especially Angela.
Oh my gosh, Pinky calling Angela Mr. Clean and Papa Smurf during the season?
Those reads were so visually accurate that they stuck permanently. Angela will never escape Papa Smurf.
Pinky won that war of words, hands down. Angela tried to come for her, but Pinky just deflected with humor.
Yep.
And then, out of nowhere, Angela deflected her rage onto Kelly, screaming, "Gary is suing you!"
Out of nowhere.
It was peak chaos, just an explosion of random legal accusations that completely derailed the conversation.
We will absolutely get to Gary and his lawsuit in a minute, but right now we have to transition to something much more visceral.
Oh no, I know where you're going.
We have to talk about Drew Sidora and Drew's anatomy.
I am still emotionally recovering from this. My jaw was on the floor.
The pelvic floor segment. I don't think any of us, not the viewers, not Andy Cohen, and certainly not the cameramen, were prepared for the level of clinical gynecological detail Drew was willing to provide on national television.
I had to physically pause my screen, put my Pepsi down, and take a deep breath. Like, she brought up her pelvic floor issues, which, to be fair, is a very real postpartum reality.
Of course.
But then she detailed the physical therapy. She explained that after having kids, the muscle weakens, and to rejuvenate it, she goes to a physical therapist who, well, they have to manipulate the muscle internally.
Yeah.
They finger the muscle. She just said it.
The delivery was astonishing. She explained it with zero hesitation, as if she were describing, like, a deep tissue shoulder massage.
They finger you, just boom, out there.
Andy Cohen's face was a portrait of pure, unadulterated shock. His brain short-circuited in real time.
I saw his soul leave his body.
And then you have K. Michelle in the background yelling, "We have to see the fingers!"
I was screaming at the TV, "We have to see the fingers!" It was a surreal, borderline hallucinatory moment in television history.
Truly. But here is my theory on why Drew did this. In reality TV, oversharing is a shield.
Oh, interesting.
If I tell you my darkest, most embarrassing, most graphically intimate secret first, you can never use it against me.
That's smart, actually. But she took it so far, especially when she looked dead into the camera and said the pelvic floor can fall out of the vagina.
I mean,
Fall out. Ugh. Vagina. I did not need that visual unlocked in my brain.
well, we need to contextualize this for the listener because it sounds like science fiction, but it is a real medical condition called pelvic organ prolapse.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It happens when the muscles and tissue supporting the pelvic organs drop down into the vaginal canal. It is incredibly common, incredibly painful, and deeply stigmatized.
So it's actually really serious.
Exactly. So on one hand, discussing it could be seen as brave demystification of women's health. But because it's Drew, the delivery was entirely performative.
Exactly. It wasn't a PSA, it was a setup for a bit, which transitions perfectly into her bringing out the Drop It with Drew workout routine as literal prop comedy.
Oh, the props. The flop props.
She pivoted from her dramatic actress era straight into a carrot top stand-up comedy era, trying to do physical comedy on the reunion couch with props. Why does production allow this?
Production doesn't just allow it, they rely on it. Dree rehearses these moments in her bathroom mirror for weeks.
You know she does.
She has this incredibly specific 90s sitcom energy where she delivers a line and then literally pauses, waiting for a laugh track that doesn't exist.
It's high camp. You almost can't hate it because she commits so fully to her own delusions.
She commits 100%.
Ah.
But her absolute finest moment of the night wasn't the prop comedy.
No, it was the body shaming, honestly.
It was when she came for Kelly's pre-surgery pictures.
Yeah.
Because Kelly has been sitting on her high horse all season, acting completely untouchable.
Kelly sat there bold as brass, looking Andy in the eye, and denied getting her body done. She literally said, "The only thing I got done was my boobs."
And then, the architecture of the lie completely collapses.
It crumbled.
Not 2 seconds later, when pressed by the other women, Kelly immediately admits, well, after having 4 kids, of course I got my body done.
The whiplash. You cannot lie about a major surgical procedure and then immediately tell the truth in the very next breath on a multi-camera set and expect the viewers not to catch it.
It was the birth of the iconic Kelly moment.
Drew brought out the old photos and just obliterated her. Drew looked at Kelly and told her that her chest was too big for her frame. They need to go. It was lethal.
Kelly is so easy to whack because her lies are constructed out of tissue paper.
They really are.
Which brings us perfectly to the biggest, most fragile tissue paper lie of all, Kelly's financial freefall and the infamous Simon's House drama.
Oh, this was the centerpiece of Kelly's downfall. We have to unpack this absolute mess because the hypocrisy is staggering.
It's dizzying.
Kelly was put squarely in the hot seat about her living arrangements. Now remember, all season long, Kelly has been criticizing Portia.
Relentlessly.
She came for Portia's divorce settlement, acting like she is this titan of real estate, repeatedly calling Portia's multi-million-dollar mansion Simon's House, implying Portia has nothing of her own.
Right, she was weaponizing Portia's divorce against her, acting so smug and superior.
But then the reunion exposes the terrifying reality. Kelly got dragged to the absolute center of the earth because while she was judging Portia's mansion, Kelly had lost her own townhouse.
She lost the business, she lost the house.
She got kicked out of her rental by a neighbor, and she was literally practically homeless, living out of a suitcase, staying at Shamea's house for 2 weeks.
Let's look at the psychology of Kelly here, because it is fascinating. How can someone be so proud to be broke?
I don't understand it.
The cognitive dissonance required to give unsolicited, shady opinions on another woman's child custody and housing arrangements when you are actively struggling with both of those exact things is staggering.
It's
She was worried about Simon's house while she was literally sleeping on Shamea's guest sheets. It's the ultimate fake it till you make it strategy, but the make it part just never arrived.
Never arrived. It's pure Housewives delusion. She tried to spin it on the couch, saying, "Oh, I was just waiting for my new house to be ready." Girl, no. You were displaced. You were unhoused.
You were couch surfing.
Exactly. And honestly, she shouldn't be discrediting women looking for support when she is relying entirely on the charity of her friends to have a roof over her head.
And let's not forget the cherry on top of Kelly's financial disaster Sunday, the mysterious Gary.
Oh, Gary.
This ties back to Angela yelling, "Gary is suing you for $1,000.
$1,000.
Listen to me carefully. If you are on national television wearing high fashion, well, wearing an oyster monster costume, and you're getting sued for a measly $1,000, the facade is over.
It's done.
That is small claims court. That is a dispute over a security deposit. That is not luxury lifestyle reality TV.
It was so embarrassing. You could feel the secondhand embarrassment radiating off the other women.
You really could.
But you know who wasn't embarrassed? Shamea.
Shamea held it down.
Shamea was heavily featured in this segment because she was Kelly's landlord, essentially. And we have to talk about Shamea's look.
We do.
Because the fans on Reddit noted that Shamea's BBL was visible from the planet Moon.
It was a distinct geographical feature on that couch. It had its own gravitational pull. You could not miss it.
It was defying gravity.
But Shamea found herself in a really tricky strategic spot this reunion. Because she's being this fiercely loyal friend to Kelly, giving her a place to stay when she had nothing, but simultaneously, she is getting into a vicious fight with Angela.
Yes. Shamea got into it with Angela over those toxic rumors Angela had been circulating behind the scenes. And this is where my emotional investment in female friendship dynamics really gets triggered.
Oh, here we go with the feelings.
No, listen, because Shamea defending Kelly, that is sweet. That is what a best friend does. You open your home, you defend your girl when she's down. Sure.
But Angela, Angela was acting like a total victim on that couch, crying about being attacked, while she had spent the entire back half of the season trying to systematically destroy everyone's relationships. It is manipulation at its finest.
Well, Angela plays a very specific game. She throws a rock, hides her hand, and then cries when someone asks who threw the rock.
Exactly. It's infuriating.
But Shemaya wasn't having it. Shemaya yelled, "The bitch wanted us to see a BBL." The insults were just flying with zero restraint.
Zero restraint.
However, amidst all this heavy, toxic feuding, Shemaya did provide one of the most unintentionally hilarious, surreal moments of the entire night.
The happy pride moment. Oh my God.
Incredible.
Think about the context of this for a second. Andy is having a very serious, emotionally grounded conversation with Portia about her new relationship with a woman.
Right, very sensitive.
They're diving into the depth of it, the vulnerability of coming out later in life. And out of absolutely nowhere, like a glitch in the Matrix, Shemaya just enthusiastically shouts, "Happy Pride," into the void. It was so deeply awkward, it was the verbal equivalent of a panic button.
Yes.
It's like she realized she hadn't spoken in 10 minutes, panicked, and just yelled the first supportive slogan she could think of to prove she was an ally. It was a study in well-intentioned awkwardness.
I loved it. It was so genuine in its clumsiness.
Oh, completely.
But let's stay on the topic of relationships, because we are moving into the real meat of the episode. The PayPal prince and the golden retriever. Let's start with Drew and this mysterious man, Black.
Ah, yes. Black. The man on the FaceTime with the aggressively, blindingly white veneers.
The teeth were a hazard to navigation.
They were structural.
So Drew is on the couch doing absolute semantic gymnastics to explain this relationship. She claims she wasn't in love with him, she just loved him.
Which means nothing.
Right, she was desperately trying to distance herself from his legal issues without entirely disavowing him.
Because the tea that K. Michelle spilled at the reunion is scalding. Black is allegedly a con man. On the run. Living in Thailand.
Wait, on the run in Thailand?
Yes. And the specific allegation K. Michelle brought up was incredibly dark. She stated that he targets Black women, romances them, and drains their finances.
It is terrifying. And Drew is sitting there trying to play it cool, saying they're just building a friendship, acting like she barely knows him.
Until production did what production does best.
They brought out the receipts. The exposure of Drew's secret text messages and DMs. She was caught red-handed calling him handsome with little heart emojis.
She was completely busted.
It completely busted her lie that she didn't know him well. She denied knowing him 3 times like Peter in the Bible.
Let's analyze Drew's media strategy here, because it is a fascinating failure.
Please do.
Drew loves having a storyline that ostensibly exists in the blogs, but that nobody on the actual show noticed was happening.
Oh, 100%.
She wants the off-camera drama to make her relevant on camera. But here's the fatal flaw in her strategy. Why does she lie about digital communication when she knows production has access to everything?
Because she thinks she's smarter than them.
Right. Why lie about sending a heart emoji when they can just put the screenshot on the screen behind you? It's a complete failure of crisis PR.
She wants to be the victim and the star at the same time. Her internal monologue is, "Oh, I didn't know he was an international con man. I'm just a vulnerable single mom looking for a nice guy who isn't actively fleeing Interpol."
It's a mess.
It really is. She thought she could outsmart the cameras, and she lost. But speaking of relationship messes that actually evolved into something profound, we have to talk about Portia.
Portia dating Sway. This was a massive pivot for her storyline.
Huge. Portia finally admitted to exploring her truth. She shared that she watched lesbian porn, which she boldly announced right to Andy Cohen's face, and decided to just stop suppressing her desires and go for it.
I mean, good for her.
I thought it was actually a really beautiful, vulnerable moment for Portia, amidst all the screaming. She explained her dynamic with men perfectly.
How so?
She said when she's with men, she has to shrink herself. She has to be submissive, or they compete with her star power. They get jealous of her shine.
Which tracks with everything we've seen from her exes.
Exactly. But with Sway, another woman, there's no patriarchal jealousy, no competition for dominance. She just gets to ascend and be fully herself.
It's a nice sentiment.
And she actively chose Sway over her ex-husband's friend, Mike, which caused a whole separate, messy ripple of drama.
Because in true Atlanta fashion, nothing is simple.
Never.
Phaedra and Portia dated the exact same guy, Mike.
Oh my God, the Mike reveal.
And Phaedra, operating with the precision of a silent assassin, kept that nugget of information hidden all season just to drop it like a grenade at the reunion.
She is so calculated.
She casually says, "Oh, by the way, my ex called me to say he was dealing with Portia." Just drops it and watches the explosion.
And Portia's reaction was priceless. She was genuinely hurt. She was like, why didn't you just tell me we're supposed to be in a friend group? You let me film all season looking crazy?
It just shows how fractured these alliances really are.
It really does. And meanwhile, outside the show, Portia's ex-husband, Ralph, is out here acting incredibly messy on social media. Oh, Ralph.
Did you catch the part where Ralph publicly thanked Dennis, Portia's other ex, for helping him find a divorce lawyer?
Pure spite. Just men being incredibly petty online, forming a union of discarded exes.
It's so pathetic, but Portia brushed it off perfectly. "Tell him to kiss my ass," she said. She is totally unbothered by the men.
Good.
However, she was deeply, fundamentally bothered by K. Michelle.
We have arrived at the main event.
We have. The Portia versus K. Michelle showdown was the most intense, emotionally exhausting part of this entire reunion. They went head-to-head over these Twitter rumors and exes.
It was heavy. But first of all, we have to acknowledge Portia's impression of K. Michelle.
Oh, when Portia mimicked K. Michelle's distinct, raspy drawl, I was deceased.
It was flawless. Portia might make some highly questionable life decisions, but the girl is a comedic genius.
So funny. But the core of their fight was deeply serious and actually very tragic. We have to break down this hospital text misunderstanding.
Because it highlights how terrible these women are at communicating. Exactly. So K. Michelle was in the hospital, and Portia texted her to ask if she had a miscarriage.
Let's look at the timeline and the facts here. K. Michelle was only an hour out of a hospital procedure, feeling incredibly vulnerable, physically compromised, and scared.
Right.
Portia texts and asks if it was a miscarriage. K. Michelle, knowing the mechanics of reality TV, immediately perceives this as shade, as if Portia's probing for a storyline, looking for a weakness to exploit on camera.
But she wasn't.
Well, K. Michelle thought she was. So K. Michelle's defense mechanism kicks in. She goes nuclear on Twitter and texts Portia, "Bitch, you almost died."
And as the emotional one in this conversation, I have to passionately defend Portia's attempt in this specific moment.
Oh, here we go.
No, listen to me. We have to look at Portia's history. Portia has openly suffered miscarriages. She represents the March of Dimes, which is a massive nonprofit dedicated to maternal and infant health.
I know, but
Her daughter is a rainbow baby, which, for our listeners who might not know, is a beautiful term for a healthy baby born after a mother has experienced the trauma of a miscarriage or infant loss. Portia knows this specific pain intimately.
okay, yes, she is.
She was genuinely trying to be a supportive friend, offering a safe space to someone who might be going through the exact same trauma she survived.
I have to stop you right there. I cannot let you defend that text message.
Why not?
Because intention does not erase impact. Portia is a veteran of reality television. She knows that in the Housewives universe, information is currency.
But they were friends.
Texting someone who is literally hours out of the hospital isn't creating a safe space. It is a terrifying breach of privacy for someone who is already paranoid about being targeted. You don't ask someone for their medical trauma via text message when cameras are rolling in your life.
But she thought they were sisters. She thought they had built a foundation.
But K. Michelle's reality is different. K. Michelle's defensive triggered reactions completely warped the interaction.
Which is so sad.
K. Michelle has so much trauma from past female friendships, particularly in the entertainment industry, that she assumes every question is a loaded weapon.
Yeah.
She views Portia's friendliness as weakness or fakeness instead of just being a friend. Which is exactly why K. Michelle calling Portia a golden retriever who just tries to please everyone was such a devastating read.
It was a read, but it broke my heart because it means K. Michelle literally cannot accept love or support.
She can't.
Which is a perfect transition to unpack K. Michelle's absolute chaos this season, starting with her marriage to Caston.
Caston, the medical professional who apparently freeballs in his scrubs while treating patients in a clinical setting.
I cannot. K. Michelle just put his entire anatomical situation on blast on national television.
She really did.
Put the doctor's sausage away. It was so graphically unnecessary, but you couldn't look away.
It was captivating.
Yeah.
And their dynamic is fascinating. She openly admitted they have an open relationship, or at least a highly unconventional, radically transparent one.
Very transparent.
They cheat on each other, so they take breaks. She literally said, "I'm not going to let some strokes throw away what I have."
Good strokes.
She doesn't care if he steps out because they have separated the physical act of sex from their emotional bond.
It's wild to hear someone be so blatantly honest about the transactional, purely physical nature of infidelity in their marriage. Most housewives will lie to the grave about a cheating rumor.
Oh, they will deny it until the end of time.
Yeah.
But K. Michelle just owns it.
She really does. But that radical transparency also extended to her body, which led to the most sobering moment of the reunion. She talked about getting underground silicone injections in Atlanta.
We need to explain this to the listeners because it is so dark.
It is so dark.
In the early 2000s, especially in the Atlanta hip-hop and video vixen scene, there was immense pressure on black women to have exaggerated curves.
Huge pressure.
And because traditional plastic surgery was either too expensive or doctors wouldn't go to those extremes, women turned to the black market. They went to hotel rooms or basements, and uncertified individuals injected them with non-medical grade silicone.
Sometimes literal industrial silicone you buy at a hardware store.
Exactly, just to get a bigger butt. And the physical toll is catastrophic.
It's horrific.
The body eventually attacks the foreign substance. It causes necrosis, systemic inflammation, chronic pain, and autoimmune disorders.
And K. Michelle was incredibly vulnerable about this being the worst thing she ever did to herself.
She is currently going through reconstruction, which is a brutal, agonizing process of cutting the silicone out of the tissue.
She confessed she has one implant in and one out right now on that couch. It was a stark reminder of the real-world consequences of this hyper-competitive body image culture they all live in.
It really was.
And she said she gets DMs every single day from young girls asking for help because they did the same thing and are suffering in silence.
It breaks your heart.
It breaks my heart. It shows the real human cost of the aesthetic we praise on Instagram. But then my empathy takes a massive hit when we get to how K. Michelle handles conflict. The Twitter fingers and the brawl.
Yes, because K. Michelle's vulnerability is always followed immediately by self-sabotage.
Always.
She tweeted her way through the entire season. Reality TV demands immediate, on-camera conflict resolution. But for someone with industry PTSD like K. Michelle, her survival mechanism is avoidance and digital distance.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's why she uses Twitter. It gives her control over the narrative that a live camera steals from her. She said she had more experiences off-camera for 10 years than on-camera.
But the explosive fight between Drew and K. Michelle over those text message receipts, that was all on camera, and it was terrifying.
It escalated so quickly.
K. Michelle aggressively called Drew a liar about the black situation, and K. Michelle got so physically aggressive that security literally had to step in, run onto the set, and physically hold her back.
And Drew, being Drew, dramatically claims she ended up on the floor.
What are we doing, everybody on the ground?
Drew turning a terrifying physical altercation into a slapstick scene from an action movie to secure her screen time. It's just classic Drew.
From an analytical standpoint, K. Michelle is deeply misunderstood, but she is her own worst enemy. She admitted she listened to off-camera bloggers and the mean girls of Atlanta who told her these women didn't want to be her friend.
Right. She let outside voices ruin her experience before it even started.
Shemaya even asked her directly, "What was my intention in telling you they didn't want to be friends with you?" And K. Michelle just couldn't see past her own paranoia to realize Shemaya was trying to warn her.
She completely closed herself off. It's sad, but it also makes for incredibly volatile, magnetic television.
It really does. Oh, and speaking of television moments, we do have to impartially note the unexpected guest appearance during all this chaos.
Oh, right. Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett made a cameo at the reunion.
Yes, she was featured as part of the overarching season's political and personal updates. Just an objective fact of the episode, she was present amidst the pelvic floor discussions, the housing arguments, and the silicone confessions.
A truly wild juxtaposition of American politics and Bravo reality television.
Exactly, just reporting the facts of the guest list. But babes, we have survived the recap. We have waded through the mud, the medical trauma, the silicone, and the crushed ice.
We made it.
It is time for our favorite part of the show, the Snark side segments.
I have been waiting for this.
Segment 1, Peach of the Week. We have to award our superlatives. Let's start with episode MVP. I am fiercely debating between Portia and K. Michelle.
It's tough. Let's look at the metrics. Portia carried the emotional weight of the romance storyline. Coming out, introducing Sway to the audience, dealing with the fallout of the exes, it anchored the season in something genuine and emotionally resonant.
But K. Michelle provided pure, unhinged reality TV gold.
She did.
The Twitter rants, fighting with security, the graphic medical commentary about her husband's scrubs. I think I have to give MVP to K. Michelle just for sheer volume of impact. She was the epicenter of every major vibration on that couch.
I will accept that.
Uh,
Her chaotic footprint was undeniable. Next superlative, best confessional.
who do you have?
I'm assigning this to Drew's prop comedy, reluctantly,
Yeah.
just because pulling out "drop it with Drew" signs on a reunion couch is so audacious, so desperately thirsty, it deserves recognition for effort.
I respectfully, loudly disagree. Best confessional goes to whoever had the shadiest, most efficient comeback, and that was Pinky calling Angela Mr. Clean.
Oh, that was good.
It's short, it's highly visual, and it completely strips the opponent of their dignity. Now, best dressed. We are absolutely going to war over this.
Well, Kelly's alien villainous look was certainly the most talked about. If the ultimate goal of fashion on reality TV is to start a conversation and generate memes, the Oyster Monster succeeded brilliantly.
Are you out of your mind? We cannot reward the plain black t-shirt paired with earthquake glitter blush. Best dressed goes to Portia for the pure, unbothered glam.
I mean, she looked fine.
She looked like she smelled expensive. She looked rich, settled, and moisturized.
Fine, you win on aesthetics. Funniest housewife. Unanimously, it's Portia for the K. Michelle mimicry. The vocal fry, the raspy tone, the attitude. It was a flawless impersonation.
Unanimous. And finally, most chaotic energy. Do we even need to debate this?
Unanimously awarded to K. Michelle. Fighting with security, arguing with Drew over scammers, dropping medical bombshells. She is the human embodiment of chaos theory.
Awarded with extreme passion. Moving on to segment 2. Jealous or justified?
Okay, let's diagnose the root causes.
First up, the Kelly versus Portia Simon's house conflict.
Verdict: pure housewives delusion on Kelly's part.
Yep.
To judge a woman's multi-million-dollar mansion while you are secretly living out of a suitcase at Shemea's house and getting sued for $1,000 by a man named Gary, there's zero justification. It is 100% delusion masked as arrogance to hide her own financial terror.
Loudly agree. Next, the K. Michelle versus Portia miscarriage text conflict.
Verdict: a tragic collision of miscommunication and deep unhealed trauma.
It really was.
K. Michelle was physically vulnerable post-hospital.
Mm.
Portia was trying to relate using her own past trauma. It completely backfired. There was no malice from Portia, but the hurt K. Michelle felt was entirely real to her.
Absolutely justified hurt feelings on both sides, but handled terribly because neither of them knows how to de-escalate.
Correct.
Finally, the K. Michelle versus Jew text message fight about black.
Verdict: genuine hurt feelings masking intense competition.
Yeah.
K. Michelle was genuinely mad that Drew was lying to her face.
Which is fair.
But underneath that, there's a competitive element of who gets to control the narrative on the show. Drew wanted to hide the scammer storyline to protect her brand. K. Michelle wanted to expose it to prove she was right. It was a power struggle.
Spot on analysis, babe. Okay, segment 3. The Atlanta group chat. Imagine if the cast accidentally leaked their private group chat to the blogs immediately after this episode wrapped.
Oh, I would pay money to see that.
I am going to perform a dramatic reading of the fake texts that I guarantee are happening right now.
I'm ready. Give me the leak. Let's see the digital wreckage.
Okay, let me clear my throat.
Go for it.
Kelly texts the group at 2 a.m. Hey ladies, great reunion, such a blessing. Unrelated, can someone Venmo me $1,000 for Gary? We'll pay back Friday when my direct deposit hits. Drew replies to the main chat by accident at 2:05 a.m. Miss you, handsome. Hope the wafaki in Thailand is good. Heart emoji, eggplant emoji.
Oh my God.
Drew immediately follows up at 2:06 a.m. OMG, ignore that was for my therapist.
Stop it.
Pinky chimes in at 6 a.m. Just a reminder, Bravisha's baby registry is linked in my bio. Positive vibes only today.
Of course she does.
And then dead silence for 4 hours until Shamia texts into the void. Happy Pride, everyone.
It is terrifying how accurate that is. Drew sending the eggplant emoji to the main chat and blaming her therapist is 100% her exact brand of chaotic crisis management. Right. Okay, final segment. Next week in Atlanta, what are our predictions for part 2 of this reunion?
Let's forecast the fallout. First, friendship to crack. Shamia and Kelly.
Oh, definitely.
Kelly is going to overstay her welcome at Shamia's house. Shamia is going to realize Kelly's financial delusions and the constant lawsuits are becoming a liability for her own brand. And she's going to serve Kelly with an eviction notice on camera.
Oh, that's dark but highly probable.
Yeah.
Secret grudge. Phaedra is absolutely holding a secret grudge against Portia for the shared ex-boyfriend
Oh,
reveal.
you know she is.
Phaedra smiled through it on the couch, but we know Phaedra. She is currently in a dimly lit room plotting her revenge for season 17.
Explosive event. Security's going to have to do more than just step in. They're going to have to carry someone entirely off the set.
Oh, wow.
Not just hold them back, but a full physical lift and removal from the soundstage. And yes, it will probably be K. Michelle again.
And my completely ridiculous prediction that somehow feels entirely possible in this universe?
Lay it on me. Black zooms in from Thailand via PayPal on a massive digital screen behind Andy Cohen to publicly profess his love for Drew, while you can audibly hear the sirening of international police cars in the background.
With this specific cast and this production team, I wouldn't rule out the Interpol cameo for a second.
Honestly, it's practically guaranteed at this point. Snark Squad, thank you so much for joining us for this massive spiral. We desperately needed you to process this chaos with us.
We really did. It takes a village to deconstruct this level of delusion. Please remind listeners to subscribe, leave a review, and share this conversation with another Bravo-loving babe in your life.
And before we go, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought.
Let's hear it.
Think about this. If housewives like K. Michelle are having all their real fights, their most visceral, unedited reactions, and spilling the actual tea on Twitter and Instagram Live while the season is airing,
Right.
are we eventually going to lose the need for a reunion couch entirely? Will the future of Bravo just be a live-streamed group chat where they all just leak each other's text receipts, medical records, and lawsuits in real time, completely bypassing Andy Cohen and the network? Think about it. The entire architecture of reality TV is shifting beneath our feet.
It's a brave, new, deeply messy, digitized world, and I can't wait to watch it burn.
Stay shady, stay fizzy, and we'll see you on the Snark side.